I have to say that I'm a little surprised by the overly optimistic reaction to what the Fed said, largely because, as you pointed out before, we're sort of, for the Fed, we've reached the goals. We have very strong employment. We have very good price stability. And I think right now the future of tariffs is very uncertain. On the one hand, you could say that some tariffs might slow the economy. That would lead the Fed to ease, which is obviously what everybody's joyful about today. However, if the tariffs broaden and broaden substantially, that would be inflationary, and that would force the Fed to tighten. So I think the pluses and minuses may be a little more evenly distributed than the market thinks today, but I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth.
Sure. Steve, let's talk a little bit about what you see. My notes indicate that you're not all that worried ultimately about an inflamed trade war collision with China and maybe even others. You don't think it's going to be all that big a deal so long as the Fed is the backstop, as it seems ready to be.
Well, not only the Fed, but also other central banks around the world that continue to be incredibly aggressive. I mean, if you go back a few weeks, everyone was happy, stocks were moving up, sentiment was very, very positive. We were more than due for a correction. We just needed some kind of spark to create it, and the trade war certainly provided that. Now we've corrected some 6% close to close over the last couple of weeks. And the reverse is true. We were set up for some kind of rally. We were, in my mind, kind of buried, oversold here. So I'm not surprised to see the market up a lot today. I think more than a reaction to the news, it's more of a reaction to how oversold we were. And in terms of the trade war, I just don't see the Trump administration going into the 2020 election cycle really doing stuff that will truly damage the economy. I think that they will back off on policy at some point. They're not going to want to go into a 2020 election with the one sort of feather he has in his cap, which is the economy's done very, very well. The market's done very, very well on his watch. And I think they will be very, very careful going into that election cycle. Now, post the election, that will be a new, assuming there's a second Trump term, and he will not be up for re-election again, then I think that a true trade war becomes a very, very real threat to the market. But I don't see it happening till post-2020 election.